right now, and hopefully we'll be getting into it in just a second here. But let's see what map we're going to be playing on.
All right, very quickly, we'll head into the ban. We'll see which map we're going to go for.
What is it going to be? Not Coastline and not Clubhouse. Unfortunate.
And Border. All right, let's get into Border.
All right. Snap of the fingers. Let's go. That's the Thanos snap.
Yeah. Half of the players die.
Unfortunate. Well, some of them got to go.
All right, well, let's head into the game. I said it already started.
The double hard breach.
Oh, no.
It's happened. They have done it.
No, not again.
The theoretical has become the real. Here we go. What? How will anyone get
We
it
didn't
anywhere?
think this was possible, but we had the
They've
technology,
done
Devin.
They were too
They
worried
thought
about
and
whether
done it.
they could than whether they should. And it's happened. What have we
To
at
the
least
dismay of millions around the world.
watched the frag fest begin, the ranked play come out.
Mute being banned.
Well, now that's I've seen everything at this point. So this will be interesting, though. I mean, jokes aside, this is something that will be a very strange match.
Oh, I've seen what this looks like. So French nationals had 2 matches where both hard breachers were banned, and I got the chance to cast one of those. Let's just say it wasn't pretty.
Well, I have a feeling it'll be a lot of pushes, say, for example, Maestro. Unfortunate.
Why do you got to take it out on Maestro?
You know, someone's got to be the brunt of the abuse here for those hard destructor bans. Mute was an interesting choice, so that is kind of the odd one out here. But this means attackers not going to start off so strong. It's all going to be defense heavy in theory. But you know what they say? Then you know what? If we got to come in hard and fast, we're going to throw some candelas. But then they're like, nah, you know what? Let's just shoot you from the windows. So they definitely trying to decide what they want to bring. They will have the buck for some destructibility of the floor, at least some soft destruction. But I have a feeling office pushes are going to be a lot more effective here.
The balcony is going to be so important for the push.
Yeah.
Archives plants right on the door. I'm surprised we don't see a Monty. Oh, Ying is going to be playing. Okay.
Oh, so he was just faking us.
So basically, Ying, when I look at this, it's like Ash will hold the rotation by taking control of the main stairs, if it's armory. And then the Lion, of course, will do whatever Lion does, which is just use E1Ds all the time.
Yeah.
Buck will be chucking in his own grenades to make things a bit easier coming into the site. Candelas will be thrown in as the Ying will quite possibly be playing on the ventilation right outside here of the window. And the Dokkaebi just making calls and running in, getting kills with that SMG-12.
And then smoking for the plant.
No.
Smoking flash. Smoking flash.
Well, mirrors.
We'll see. That's assuming any of that actually works and they don't just die early.
Theoretically,
yeah.
That's how it should work. But I like Team 1's strategy of bringing the pulse because they realize, oh, you have to push in, so you're going to have to clump up to go for it. So
and that,
you know what? We bring you 2 C4s.
And some Echo Drones just to stun you while we do it. So this should be interesting, to say the least, in terms of how this attack's going to go down. But they're going to have 5 tries to figure out some way to work without hard destructors. Might not matter as much on some of the bomb sites. So that's the thing, is if it works hugely in favor of defense here, that means they got to switch sites, which there will be some sites it doesn't work as in favor. So it'll be a bit of an up and down battle, I think, here. Now, if you were a team preparing for the season, you had to have at least done some scrims, some practice runs with no hard destructors, and in terms of preparing for this to an extent. So you're not coming completely blind here.
It's definitely an interesting way to have our second match of the day. We start with Villa, and then our second match is, good old Border, but no hard destructors. Ooh. Means that. Oh,
ooh, that was.
That's why I am definitely not a fan of destroying the hatch before you need to.
No, you reinforce it a lot of times unless you really need to rotate it for exactly that kind of reason. But nicely done by Life, who actually has taken a lot of damage for being downstairs alone. But nonetheless, did a great job opening up that window, and that will definitely help things. Could open up Spangles that get himself killed here, but nonetheless is able to at least control Ventilation Workshop quite a bit while the rest of his team does some work. Ooh, there we go. I had a feeling that was going to backfire.
GDN playing the angle as well. Take down Life Sword. It's at least one for the defense. Paula will go down. Echo just running. A roaming Echo. What is this? He'll drop in and get taken out very quickly by Duds, but that's now the Ying and the Buck that have been removed. And, well, you know what? The Pulse is still alive. Hugzord and the Mira is still alive, so that's 2 C4s available. There's also the smoke canisters. There's a lot of time left on the clock. There's definitely no easy feat to do here, as Panico will get one, but Duds will take him out. Duds very low on health. He'll have to back off, and because no hard breachers are available, it is definitely not easy to push up. And just now, they take down the camera on the outside.
Unfortunately, he uses all 3 flashes and doesn't push off of it. Buys him a little bit of time, but realistically might have wanted to save at least one of those flashes for an actual potential push here. But at least they've got the smokes in terms of defending and stalling this off for the last 38 seconds.
All right, the Mira keeps spraying in here to try and slow down the attack of BootKamp. Fortunately, they don't have the calls of Dokkaebi to gain info on Team 1, but it doesn't even matter. They'll get one Ion. Will refrag, and they turn into a 2 versus 1. M-King will have to use a second E1D to push up on the side. As you see, the wall's completely been open, and Ion uses it to his advantage. The C4 could have been used there as well. Wasn't needed at all. Is just on the floor, waiting until they push, and the line was so preoccupied with the Mira, couldn't spot the second angle. Of course, you know, lack of manpower and such, but the round will go the way of Team 1.
Now, that went to an extent how we expected, but I was happy to see that the attackers were at least able to trade off a lot of the kills. Maybe not all of them, to a point where they actually had at least some parity, but still a decent amount of trading going on, so when they were losing people due to the aggressive defensive pushes, that they were able to punish those for the most part. But now they have to go to ventilation. Now, this is one where it still helps to have the hard destructors, but it's not going to be nearly as vital. You're not going to be crippled and funneled as much, but it certainly helps to be able to come in from the bathroom. With the castle, though, this is the thing. So if they have a castle, they have the soft destructors. They have Zofia, Sledge, and Ash, as well as the grenades of Buck, to make sure those castle barricades are not a problem. And that means they can take advantage of the bathroom. Now, obviously, that is a little bit of a funnel, and it has downsides to it. No, ooh, there's the glass instead of the Buck. But, so actually, he can use the castle barricades a little bit to his advantage, actually.
There's still a lot of destruction, soft destruction that's available to BootKamp. So those castle barricades won't be too difficult to deal with.
No.
And you know what? They might just reinforce. Are they going to reinforce the whole thing? Oh, they're not even going to play in bathroom. They're going to reinforce the whole part because they realize, you know what? Why do we even need a rotation? Because that rotation is basically meant to counter the thermite hole that's going to be open on the side.
Oh, good point. They don't have it, so they don't need it.
Exactly.
Well, that is an interesting
mind game.
Yeah, the way that develops from there should keep this fresh and interesting, assuming the fights don't go as hectic as they were last time. But there's a lot of defense being set up upstairs. We'll see if they end up playing a lot of people off site. Maybe even you know, 3 or 4 to have one person just play site, because the lack of hard destructors means that the person playing on site could potentially play a little more safe, assuming that there's the rotates back, like those hatches right there, to be able to jump back down if need be. They can potentially just play a little more top heavy, but it looks like 2 rotating back to site at least means they'll probably just be playing the standard 3-2 with the 3 up top. But you never know. Could get those rotates in. At least a lot of soft destruction here and some flexibility from the attackers will mean they can try and adapt to whatever they're going to see, but taking office here going to be a problem. However, as I say that, the ping coming out there on iBlax of Jaeger is definitely going to help them attack that office. Unfortunately, iBlax uses it to his favor and kills that Sledge on entry.
Team 1, excellent play so far, really countering BootKamp, but also forcing them to adapt in ways that are practically impossible. When you have no hard destructors, yeah, you can bring as many soft destruction as you want, or as much of it as you want. It's not really going to change much. Where's your drone?
No! Don't pre-fire it. Don't pre-fire it.
He still gets the kill intact here.
No!
He'll run right into him and almost choke up the fight as Panico panicking there.
No.
He'll take down intact. They lose at the Jaeger Ford, but I guess it's okay at this point with only Absurd and M-King alive and the Zofia and the Lion.
Well, to be fair, that Jaeger had already gotten a kill, so, you know, he was good. So that's a heck of a trade. 1 guy for 3 of their attackers, an Ash, Sledge, and a Glaz. I'll take that trade any day.
Let's spray in here. There's M762 with the higher caliber of bullet can do more damage to the to the wall. And there you go, gets taken down. Hugs are just holding it with the Vector, and M King will get one more. This is now a 3v1. He'll try to survive, but that's not the Lion's job to be running around and getting kills and kills time and time again.
Pull out your Magnum, start flashing, hit the EE1D, and let's see what happens.
Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
Oh, well, we'll have the stats guy let us know.
For every bullet fired.
Every
Thank
bullet.
you very much. Well, so far.
Oh, they are just waiting for him to come to that door. Unfortunate.
Yeah, there's little that you can do with the bathroom being completely reinforced, and that really catches BootKamp off guard, including the fact that the top floor was really the main part of the defense. The rotation will come in as flashes now will be thrown inside. Now, ventilation might just be their only spot, but no, Hugzer peeks up, gets the kill. A bit of a position of fake hope, I guess, but Hugzer ready to clean it up. Team 1 in a pretty excellent round here, mind game their opponents.
Well, given the bans, I think we're going to see a lot of all 3 bomb sites the way things are going. Now, of course, they only have to play the 3rd bomb site once because of the math and the way it works out. But that means bathroom getting its showing here, of course. So we're probably going to see, to say the least, a little bit of a defensive-heavy game here between these two. So the big question for me is which one of these teams will figure out how to make some attacks work without the hard destructors, and that team will come out on top, unless one of the teams just really botches some of the defenses. So we'll see Alibi actually coming out, unless that's a 6th pick bait. The Buck being picked again instead of the Glass. That Glass didn't have such a great run last time. He at least got a kill, but he unfortunately did not drone well. But he's going to try again with a different DMR operator. This time going over to Oakley.
Honestly, if there is one site that I want to see how it plays out without any hard destruction, it's going for bathroom.
Well, I mean, on one hand, there's a lot of soft destruction you're going to deal with when it comes to castle barricades.
Yeah.
On the other hand, not being able to open up Teller's wall kind of sucks.
Or office wall.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they reinforce it all. I would be very confused if they didn't, but
there's a reason why you don't see teams banning both hard destructors.
Yeah, and the reason is it's very difficult to play against. Dud's at least the one putting up the most effort here on BootKamp.
I want to see how Team 1 actually fare in this one once they go on the attack, because I think this is going to be one of those matches where you take one round on the attack, you basically win the whole thing.
At the rate things are going, yeah, it seems like it. Like I said, that one team could botch some of the defenses or just win a lot of gunfights unexpectedly.
All right, well, the entirety of the office wall will get reinforced, as of course, you won't see any bandits for fans of Bandit, because there's literally no reason.
Yeah, don't need it. Unless you just want to electrocute him just to kind of troll him a little bit, I guess, if you want to do that. I mean, he's got a good gun. He's got C4, potentially. Like, he's still fun.
Just bring a mute.
I mean, yeah, we have seen. I don't know. I think I actually kind of enjoy, personally, Bandit's gun a little more than Mutes, but that could just be personal preference.
All right, well, Duds will come on in. Building. Finally, here's BootKamp. Continue on with the droning. Hugzord still that roaming Mira in the workshop.
He's like, there's no hard destructors, man. I got nothing to do. I want to roam.
Like the late Prisma positioning, though.
Yeah, ooh, that could throw him off there. Did it deploy? Yeah, it did. Okay, it was hard to tell. That's the thing for people who don't play Alibi to realize if you throw them too close to walls and things like that, they won't actually deploy.
You have to go and manually pick them up and then throw them back up. And in that position, you wouldn't really be able to do so. But
yeah,
Team 1 realizing that they'll have to defend this even on the bottom floor, they set up some pretty sweet cross angles here to counter.
There we go.
Oh, what a shot! Panico will get the first kill here on to Leipzig. That's a sludge eliminated. 2 grenades now off the board. And of course, the sledgehammer removed. It's all going to be up to the Ash to get that soft destruction up and running.
Yeah, unfortunate that their one main soft destructor is down now with all these castle barricades up. Might have to do some manual smacking, so you see him already kind of trapped by that. Hopefully Duds didn't use all of those remote breaches already. Here one going off right now to open up that door into metal. This is where Ion's finally going to have to engage someone here. Still has 2 impact nades, as well as Castle has one as well, so they could have a little poke party right there if they try and come on in.
They're load on into a new mag as the MX4. Pretty good weapon to use, but you gotta make sure. Oh, I thought that was I thought that was a lucky shot, but that's the Valkyrie from below to get the second kill. As here we go, the Mira will get one more. Nice shots are rattling off in the chat as this is just Team One.
Oh.
Team One's day. They are just on point with every shot and the
There
impact.
it is.
Gotta catch them all. Come on in.
Well,
Get the last.
it makes sense. If you're going to want to catch anyone with a Pokeball, it's Ash.
I wonder who Ash would be if she were a Pokemon.
Oh, I was referring to the male trainer character.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's okay, I'll forgive you that one.
I used to watch it in Arabic. I don't remember it in English.
Yeah, what was the name? What were the names? Were the Pokemon named differently? Because the Pokemon names, if you've ever noticed, are really bad puns.
I think actually, but I think I've dug myself in a hole because I think it's literally the same thing as it is in English.
Yeah, it's okay.
I can't blame it on that.
Well, luckily the round's starting, so we can move on past that as we go back to Arsenal now that they can defend it again.
It's definitely something for Twitch chat to argue about, and please let us know who you think.
They don't argue about things.
You sure? Have you ever been in Twitch chat, Devin?
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
All right, well, sixth pick to Sledge, deciding having the Sledge is useful, assuming he lives long enough. So far, Duds, though, the only one really making much of an impact, leaving the rest of his team as Duds, unfortunately.
I really just think the fact that they gave up that second Hard Destructor, that's the whole thing. It's not just, oh, we can't actually use any Hard Destruction.
Well, that's the funny part. They're the ones who banned the second.
Yeah.
Right?
But the thing is, it's not just, oh, it's banned, but also we kind of dug ourselves into that. And that plays into the morale game because they're like, maybe we brought this on ourselves. And
they absolutely did. They saw Thermite banned, which is normal on this map nowadays, and said, you know what, let's dig a little deeper. Unfortunately, at least it's good for Ion, Hugzord, and Panico, who have 4 each. So that's nice.
This is what the game looks like when there are no Hard Destructors.
A lot of walls intact is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But Echo going to be doing some work here. I was going to say where that deployable shield's going to be set up. Now we know. He had to expose himself a little bit in terms of getting spotted to do that. But I like that he's got just enough leeway here to be able to shoot the bird's nest over there. A little bit of angles being set up for the floor as well, as they are approaching from the bottom floor first to try and take it because, well, you can't get a lot of top floor control without Hard Destructors here. They will still potentially try and open up from below. They don't have the Buck this time to be able to do that. Interesting that they would go without the Buck, given it was somewhat effective on the first attack on Arsenal, but like you said, no throwing laser hammers just yet, so they will have to have Duds take care of the floor. Looking for some of those cameras as well, potentially here.
You see, because they reinforced pretty much the entirety of Fountain, it is so difficult for the attackers to come in. They basically funnel themselves into an office push, a stairs push, or just lets a run into the main doorway, into back of armory. And that's definitely not something you want to do. But I don't see an attack really working without having a Ying Dokkaebi Glass working all together to push into the archives.
Throw a Blitz in, why not? It's good for Latin America. Blitz and a Glass, let's do it. Or let's even just see the old Monty Blackbeard we saw from North America.
And it works.
Yeah,
it works.
That's one way you can push in without it needing necessarily a Hard Destructor. It was certainly a fun thing to see from Cloud9. Fortunately, the old pro drone throw.
It happens to professional players, ladies and gentlemen. Don't feel too bad about it yourself.
But if it does happen, seek medical attention.
All right, Intact sets himself up here. We saw the Echo putting his extendable shield in a very forward position, to say the least.
Not even going to be the one to use it. He's just lending it to a friend. They are definitely slowed down on this push, though. This has definitely been a lot more of a careful push than we saw in the previous rounds. But I like this late rotate of the Pulse here, who still has his C4, although not using his heartbeat sensor, just there we go, as they say that. More so just making sure he's going to be a little bit safe in doing so. This is something I think is going to catch them off guard, and we could see a good C4 kill from Panico here if he can catch someone stationary long enough on a soft floor.
Well, at least he'll relay the info.
Oh
boy.
A little bit of special
and
call.
Boom! Special delivery. Intact will go down to the floor as the E1D gets used, and well, Dokkaebi.
At least he made his last call as he died. Well, Ion gets one back as well, and that is, again, the other soft destructor down here. Ion gets a second one.
And one more for Panico. Duds will finally finish off iBlacks, and Ion will get taken out. Quick 2K to dispatch Team 1, but at this point, it might just be stats padding. Well, no, Panico comes in with the UMP, cleans up the run. I have to say that late round pulse rotation.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was like, you want to call me? Here's something I got for you. I mean, ironic given that he's destroying the C4, I think, with a phone. You know, detonating it, so I guess that's one thing you can do with your phone while being called still. Either way, though.
Yeah, if they happen at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that there's so many things you can't do with your phone. Like, you know, you get kind of jacked off it in a lot of positions outside of being Echo, but in that case, you can still use it. So much fun to be had here as 4 rounds up. What a surprise for the no hard destructor thing. It's definitely not going that way there.
I think this will be a 5-0 and then
a 5-0 the other way?
Well, actually, no. Because Team 1 seemed to have a plan. Yeah, probably just because they're playing on the defense, but because they start off first on the defense.
But they're the ones who shouldn't have the plan because they weren't the ones that actually committed to the no hard destructors.
But they'll get into the mindset of, oh, now we can start thinking about it. We'll just see all the mistakes that they're doing, and then we'll just try to not do them.
There you go. They're using this as a learning opportunity to say, if we can win all 5 of these rounds, then we can make sure that we also win some of the other rounds. And
one, that's all you need. And of course, if they win this round, then they put themselves on a 5-0, which means that the only way for BootKamp to come back is to tie it 5-5.
Yeah. And again, this is their own doing. Yep. Like, this is BootKamp did this to themselves. No one to blame but them if they lose this because of that.
All right.
Just goes to show.
Always put the blame on them, but we'll see what happens in the round here. Of course, Mira not been banned. That's a very interesting position for both Mira windows to be set up in the archive. That's actually a super interesting one. The fact that there's nothing being set below. They do reinforce all positions leading in from the bathroom, but everything else left soft or open to fight against. Now, it's very normal to have that open hole and soft walls between ventilation and workshop.
Oh no, right as he throws his drone.
What a shame. Intact will go down yet again. First man on the floor. Hugzord very aggressive on the Mira. Trying to find a pick early on here in the round, but they already have the advantage taking out the Buck, which means those soft walls are going to be even more complicated to deal with, as all that's left is the Ash and the Sledge, but of course the Sledge has put themselves very close up, and while the Ash has to use her charges against castle barricades, at least one of them here will get taken down by one of Sledge's grenades, and will get the kill off of it as well to eliminate the Mira. And see, the castle is now low on health and gets taken out, so the advantage suddenly turns the way of BootKamp.
Well, it's only a 1-man advantage here, though, and a minute 45 left, though, is a significant amount, a lot of time with that man advantage, and then turning it around again, downing GDN. This could be a final attack win here.
No, Ion, we've seen the same position being played time and time again to the defender advantage, and there you go. They push the advantage to get the kill off of it. That's now 2 kills been removed, and Team 1 will pick up GDN as iBlacks goes back up to help. They'll hold the one angle that can come in, and GDN will still get one on Leipzig. What is happening here? BootKamp are getting demolished. M-King is on site, but he is so distraught as the last kill will come the way of Ion. Team 1 absolutely mopping the floor with BootKamp.
Honestly, they had the possibility to win that round until Ion's flank. It was just a case of him pushing out at the right time, like you said, something they'd done before. They just weren't ready for it yet again, and it already on match point because of the double hard destructor ban.
Don't do it again.
You know, it's situations where you think like, no, it's possible to win that. You know, like maybe on certain maps, this is not the map to deal with that on. But either way, we'll see how well Team 1 can deal with that, how well they can cope. They are going to do exactly what I said and bring a shield.
Will they?
Nope, they're going to trick me. No,
Maybe
it's going to be 6-6. Yeah, it's a 6-pick. Along with the Ying,
I mean, a trick within a trick.
So many. It's Inception with the Prestige all in one.
Good movie, Prestige.
Yeah,
Not so much.
I just
for
wanted to
Inception.
tie to Crystal. Really? You're going to go with that?
Mm.
Prestige better than Inception?
Yes.
All right, well, this is...
BKN reviews. Where is he?
Yeah. Well, there's that 6-pick blitz we were hoping for. So we'll see, but I think a Glaz Ying blitz with an IQ line is about as strong of a pick as you can get pretty much here to completely destroy him, other than maybe if you wanted to pick a Blackbeard instead of IQ. The only way I could say you could maybe improve on this a little bit. Either way, this is not going to be a fun thing to defend against.
All right. So this push from Team 1, these operator picks from Team 1 just signal, hey, we're going to push Archives and Plant, which is exactly what BootKamp should have done. At the instant they realized that, darn, now both hard structures are banned.
Yeah. I mean, they can still go potentially for a plant on the locker side through the door if they can push in hard enough, and it depends on how that small office is set up. If that small office is not set up in a smart way with the mirror windows, for example, let's say they do something else and they're able to get control of the room and bait out enough of the smokes, they could push it in. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm saying with the utility, they have the ability to flash in. If they can burn the ADSs, they can clear and burn and get in pretty quick and get a plant down potentially with Glaz covering. One possibility, but like you said, a much stronger possibility to go for an Archives offices push, which is something that would make a lot more sense. It's something that looks like they're doing right now in terms of taking control of the stairwell first to get around and to start to set up for that potentially. But the question is, will they be sending people through the window or coming through the doorway?
Well, at least there's no Lamborghini on this doorway.
No, unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not. Well, Ion will move in, of course, taking control of this, of the hallway, taking control of the balcony. Very, very important. You gotta make sure that you do not get flanked in this. That's up to the IQ here to try and delay things as much as possible against their opponents, or if you're able to roll in grenades to push players off of office, and that's definitely something you gotta use.
Here we go. Are they gonna go for the Christmas present?
Use it? No, you're just gonna get to the other side.
Unfortunately.
Why did the IQ get on the roof?
Is this like a...
To get to the other side!
Oh no, what a waste of time. Unfortunately. I always like the grenade down the chimney. It's such a fun little present to be had. We do hear one grenade go off though. Doesn't unfortunately result in a kill. Still 3 Candelas left though to bring the party.
You gotta time these correctly though.
I like to think of them as little disco balls. Well, here we go. The plant going down with the turtle.
Now they can use the shield to protect them from fire in the back.
Oh.
Damage done, and the C4 thrown in from M-King. Do the job of Ion here to make this one happen, but the Legion is sent by the window, can jump in and get the shot on the back before he gets detected. The Candelas were not timed with this at all. Even though the mirror took a lot of damage, Duds will come in and make it a 5v3. Iblacks will go down. Hugzord will have to pull away from the window and get himself behind Ion, as they will have to rely on the smokes from the Glaz to help them out with the push. And here we go. They're going to both throw it in.
Oh!
Glaz getting aggressive against the Jaeger, who goes spotted, but perfectly timed for Intact to spray through the smoke. The information given from his teammate. See the defenders all pushing right on in, but the attackers are worried about a flank.
Rightly so.
Diffuser's at least set here. GDN will get one, but it's now all up to GDN as the diffuser's perfectly planned for him here. He'll get one kill, but he'll have to play against the last 3 players alive from BootKamp. They're trying to push his attention away from that diffuser. He's got a lot of rounds in his magazine. The jump out, though, will get the kill, but the diffuser already on it here for Lepzord. BootKamp will successfully defend the site in what is the closest round we've had so far.
All right, what a good one it was indeed.
That's how you should be doing it. That's the easiest way to give yourself an advantage. Personally, I thought a Monty would be a much better pick than that Blitz.
And you see why, because of the C4.
Yep. And you see why. Of course, the shield on the Blitz is much smaller. Got a bigger shield on the Monty. Completely blocks out that that C4 if it's not thrown in at the correct angle, right at the feet or right at the side. Unfortunate, but it was the closest we've had. So I wonder what is going to be learned here by Team 1. Well, they're going to bring in a... No. I think they're going to sub out the Capitao for a Ying.
Or a Montaigne. Well, I don't know. And I don't think they're going to be preparing for the bathroom. I would imagine they'd be anticipating events as a secondary.
Deal with the Miro.
I guess,
Makes sense.
I mean, you don't have Habana to open it up. So that is one way to deal with it, indeed. We'll see, though, if that pays off. I mean, I feel like that attacking lineup we saw last round was one of the closest we've seen to having some potential to make it work. And it was shut down by a single C4. So, well, that and the good peek by the smoke through Glaz's smoke in terms of getting that kill on Glaz. Because Glaz was... it was mostly because Glaz's first shot on the one that was in archives didn't finish. It was like left him with like just a tiny bit of health.
The Jaeger in that position.
Yeah, and he was trying to chase that kill. But either way,
the smoke couldn't really see anything through the smoke.
But
because he got the information from the Jaeger, he just realized he's gonna push right into him, and bam, easy shot on the glass. But there you go. Team 1 will try this one again. They're of course 1 round away from total annihilation here, potentially getting all 3 points, and we talked about it before, that bonus round differential. As many rounds as possible. The more rounds you get, the better it is for your team at the end, just because if you're tied, well, you can at least make it so you have those extra rounds in your back pocket to go and say, ha, we take this spot.
Yep, and I think there is a rule for how you deal with if there's a tie yet again still.
Yeah, there's like 6 levels of tiebreaker.
Yeah. Whoa, nice. But either way, we'll see if we end up in that point, as we've got a million weeks to play before it gets to that point. Either way,
that'll be a long season, Devin.
Well, you know, it's worth it.
Oh, nice shot.
Unlucky. I don't think they necessarily knew this was going to be sight, but good use of that to open that up is going to give them some potential to make this work here. However, the drone was lost, and that might just be one of the 2 windows open, but it's still a great start. 2 whole minutes left as well to make something happen. They've got a few claymores set up, some good soft destruction. They've got the glass. They've got a Blackbeard to go with them as well for some good sniping power. Lion to slow them down, as well as some FAMAS fun, and of course, Sophia's brutal gun. Plenty of action to be had here once they creep up. Question is, are they going to try and take top floor control first, or are they just going to try and sweep downstairs? M King, though, with the first kill off an iBlacks, trading it right back onto him. That is the Zofia and the castle both lost.
I would lose the castle for Zofia any day of the week. Definitely before the Zofia was even able to do anything, those castle barricades, they're not going to get shot down anytime soon. It most likely will all be up to the glass to take it down, as no more soft destruction, and Intact will finish off Panico. And now
they got to punch those walls.
Are there any breaching charges?
That's true. Well, usually it would be the Twitch bringing breaching charges. Could be. Nope, not Blackbeard either. That's not great.
I'll have to possibly vault in through the window to go for this fight.
Yeah.
But even the stairs fight, there you go. Hugzor taking so much damage in that. Thankfully for him, he had the shield, but can he deal with the second one? Damage done, and Palu finishing him off. Ilex, though, will refrag and turn it into a 2v2, but Palu's ready for him. A cross angle with a line, last man alive. Not for long as Palu gets the final spray, even taken away from his squad mate, Lamira, and that'll be the round for BootKamp. Unsurprisingly, really, given the fact that there are no hard destructors.
Well, we've seen a few defensive wins so far. So will we make it all the way, or will... I mean, it's got to be funny when you're in a position where all you've got to do is win 1 round on attack to make it happen, and it's just going to be stunted time and time again. However, as you mentioned, it seems like Team 1, we're getting pretty close to making some of these happen and potentially doing it. We will see vents now, of course, but this is going to be more predictable, right? Because maybe you weren't going to predict that they were going to go to bathroom before vents, but now that they've won both bathroom and arsenal, you gotta anticipate they're going to go to vents and probably not customs, so you can be a little more prepared in your lineup this time. And not that it worked terribly last time, but losing all of their hard destructors before they clear those castles was definitely not, or soft destructors rather. And there's the Zofia to Ash. That's the opposite direction of what I would expect from a switch. And then over to a smoke. Well, interesting 6th picks coming out here. it's not a case where they saw the smoke was gone and didn't just go for a, well, let's play Finca. One that was banned for some reason on Villa. Maybe there's some Villa Finca strategy we just don't know about yet.
Honestly, if there's one region I really want to tap into the comms and the VODs for any scrims, it's Latin America.
Oh, absolutely. You can get some interesting ideas from doing so.
Teach me your ways, Brazil.
Learn me. Well, hopefully someone's learning here on the attack because, again, only one attack round. And that is one of the fears sometimes of the 5-in-5 system where you're doing 5 on one side and 5 on the others if you end up in a situation that's so biased towards one. But as you pointed out,
put yourself in that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is in that particular situation, you're nailing your own cough in that point because the attackers, the one banning, the ones who are going to be on attack first, are also the ones that were banning the attackers second. So because of the way it's set up, you can kind of only do that to yourself. So I think that's a good point in terms of the fears regarding that, because the defenders always get the second defender ban and the attackers always get the second attacker ban, so you can never really set yourself up in such a bad position without doing it on purpose. But that window's already going to be nicely opened. And he's going to jump right on in with that drone. Good job, iBlacks, getting it open, as I assume they did not open it on purpose.
No, definitely not.
You don't usually set that up there just to get a nice cross breeze.
You open the window at the same time, just to be sure.
Yeah, no, you throw in some fans, you know, call it a day.
All right, iBlack still on the Twitch. He has saved his, well, both of his drones, really. He can use for later on if need be, but this attack might actually be successful as because the Mira window was set up there, it basically just gives free line of sight for Team 1.
Well, maybe that will be the one thing that changes this attack. Right?
Yeah, and that's I honestly think if this goes, oh boy.
Or it could be used like that. There is that possibility.
Interesting.
Well, unfortunately, pre-firing through the smoke, as fun as it is, didn't land on anyone. Nice catch on Hugzord there in the flank. Least anticipated, unfortunately. He's on. You spotted Hugzord. Come on. I know your ACOG was covering a little bit of your screen, but unlucky. When he watches these VODs again, he's going to slap himself. But nonetheless, oh.
Get tagged to the side of the armory, and Palu taking him out with no damage taken. GDN running in with 1 kill, but at this point, is it too little too late? 4 players left alive against him, but GDN somehow finds the angle. That huge drum magazine. Used the V308, very much July 4th here. Try to engage his opponents, but they have to deal with the fact that gotta push into workshop, my dude, and there might be a drone to help you out here, but there's no drones can't help you from a vector, literally looking at the hatch.
They literally don't even let him fall all the way to the ground before he loses. Just his slumped little ragdoll body hitting the ground in an unfortunate another defeat on attack. So, let's see what we got here. Could attack finally win on Armory again? Probably not so much. If they can't win vents, if they can't win bathrooms, probably not going to win Armory. To be honest, but it would be interesting to see though which team can make this work. The thing that sucks here,
I mean, only one can make it work at this point.
And unfortunately, the one may not be Team 1. But that's the thing is, the chance of a tie is that much stronger because if you are the second one on attack, the one who did this to yourself, or not the, I'm sorry, the second one on attack is not the one who did it themselves, the one who is technically the victim of it, it does set up an interesting dynamic. So the ones who are on defense first have the advantage in that if they win 5 rounds, right, they're set up in a situation where now the only thing the other team can do is tie. There's no way to come back from that with a win.
Yep.
And so, I mean, again, they did it to themselves, but at the same time, it is an interesting side effect of that 5-5 trade.
Definitely a much slower, much less technical style of play when you have both of these hard destructors banned, of course, the Thermite and the Habana. We saw the same thing during the French Nationals as well a couple of weeks ago. And it's not really surprising seeing what we have here, because really all the sites on Border require at least one hard destructor to make things really viable.
Yeah. I mean, some sites, again, are better than others. It depends.
You corner yourself into specific positions of every site, and that's very predictable for teams.
It again surprises me, though, they're not trying more with the shield play with Montaigne, for example, because that is the one way you can just walk in through a doorway that's a choke point without getting yourself directly killed, other than maybe glass smoke.
Insert Michael Scott gif here. Thank you, because that's exactly what should be happening.
Honestly, if I was them, I would go with a Montaigne, a Blitz, a Finka, just to make that Blitz so more mean, and throw in the line,
and a Ying.
And just make it a hell of a party. Now, the only downside, of course, is the smokes. But with 2 shields, you're likely to bait those smokes out and not take a significant amount of damage because you don't Finka boost until you're getting ready to really use that.
Push the Blitz up the main stairs.
Yeah, have him do some roam clear because you're not going to get smoked while roam clearing, right? And then, yeah, when you're going for the main push, you bring in that Monty.
Oh, what a shot! Nicely done on the window of the armory. We'll get the entry frag here. This might actually be huge. We've seen the the Vector 45 here doing a lot of damage for the defenders of BootKamp. C4 has been removed as well. This is definitely a looking good type of position.
Yeah, but so many looking goods have ended up in the defensive win. I'm not getting my hopes up just yet. Until I see a significant attacker advantage here, it's not doing it for me. But Panico deciding to hear that and take a smoke off the board. Now I'm getting a little excited.
Very easy to excite you, that's for sure, Devin. Paulo coming in here on the Jaeger, trying to look down the hallway from the stairs. Can't find anybody just yet, as the attackers realize they have a huge advantage. They don't want to really throw it away just yet.
Now, Blackbeard without 2 shields repelling a window is a risky proposition. Ow, Pala didn't get that kill. Wow. He's going to have to answer that phone as well.
Gets taken down, though, from the cross angle. The main entry into the armory. Panico getting the kill. Healer Lifesword pushing up with the Bearing Knight, but he loses the fight against Ion. They're all on low health. As Dud's last man alive, the Ella will get 1 kill. That Fuser has been set on the floor. He'll have to go through 3 more players of Team 1. Make it a 4K, but the angle not going to find it. The SR25 wins it, and round number 6 will go the way of Team 1 here. At least the 6th round will be put on the board for him. They take the victory 6-3. Remind you, no hard destructors at all.
Well, an interesting series of rounds, but at the end of the day, Team 1, the ultimate victors. And again, BootKamp, unfortunately, the victims of their own hubris. They are going to fall and rage quit from the looks of it.
Yeah, this one thing, never quit the lobby until the game is over, until it flashes the whole screen.
Because we can't see the scoreboard until then.
Yes.
Unless we, like, you know, flash it. But
Marcio is definitely going to go crazy over
yeah, he's not the one controlling it. It does make our stats that much harder to collect.
Yeah.
Because then we got to manually count kills.
At least there was 1 round.